Hi there, it's Heather and Bree Warren of Blossoming Heart Intuitive Arts, and this is the weekly heart-to-heart video on how to heal and live more from your heart. So this topic is about respect, about how to restore respect, or what to do with respect, or when we feel disrespected, or when we don't respect another. So this comes from right now we're in weird times right now energetically with the moons. There's a lot of healing of the childhood wounds, inner childhood issues are coming up, and family conflicts. I've heard a few people, myself included, having family conflicts arise, and there being a real almost purging or having to see it more clearly where everyone's position is or where everyone stands within the dynamic. So anyone who has worked with me or knows me knows that I work with soul constellations work, and that is looking at family and ancestral patterns and other patterns as well. So this work is, when I'm talking about respect, so a fundamental thing that many of us don't realize is that there's a notion we're supposed to respect others, which is good. There's respect as in, don't step on somebody else's toes, don't take their stuff, respect their space, just fundamental saying thank you for giving their time and energy, that when you're spreading the spirit of respect, generally speaking, that's good karma. Then there's the capital R respect, and that is that you really can respect that person. You can really respect who they are, what they're about, how they live their lives, and that can be a parent, it can be anyone, right? So it's the capital R respect that is usually earned through consistent actions or behaviors, and that's usually where deep friendships are formed, and, you go through thick and thin, and you like how the person responds or treats you, and you really feel like respect is there. So sometimes when it's there, all of a sudden you admire the person, and then you don't at all, and you feel all of a sudden that you completely can't respect them at a very fundamental level. And that is one of the most sort of heartbreaking or tragic things, especially with breakups that end, whether it's with infidelity, or it ends with abuse, or it ends with betrayal, it ends with backstabbing, anything like that. So anyone who's suffered those pains, which I think almost everybody has, all of a sudden, you're really feeling like you can't respect those people or that person that did this to you, and you have every right to. What can happen in those times is your anger builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. I've had this, so I'm not immune to this. Anger builds and builds because your wall goes up, because whenever you see that person, hear of that person, you do not want to let them in because you have lost all respect for them. And although helpful, in many times it's very helpful, and it's something that is protective and is very good at being able to stop any craziness happening again. And sometimes I would say absolutely that wall needs to go up there, with some cases, many cases, needs to stay very strong and firm. But what it can also do to you emotionally, energetically, is it can get you into a cold and distant spot instead of a spot of warm-heartedness. So practice that I've been doing or trying to do is how to shift it where what can I respect in this person? So no person is all bad. Like, even, I won't name certain world leaders right now, but that one's a challenging one to respect, right? So for me, very difficult. What is it that I can find that I can respect about a person that I totally don't respect? And I would say have fallen out with, that I once respected and that I don't now, right? So this could be a parent, this could be a sibling, this could be a cousin, anything like that. So oftentimes we can be in a place of judgment, or we can be in a place of false perception, or just our own hurt feelings, or they can be completely valid for why you don't respect. So one practice is just to visualize looking at that person and really asking yourself, what is one thing that I can respect about them? And even if you can find one thing, see if you can make it that. See if you can make it that one thing about them so that it is not glorifying or denying the hurt or the betrayal or the abuse or just the fall from grace, whichever it is, it's not doing that. This can help you have a softer lens, can help you come into more humanity. And then you might build another thing that you respect about them and another thing. Again, this doesn't mean you have to initiate contact or you have to have communication, but what this can do is soften your heart a bit more and not be as entangled emotionally with this person. So try that. See how it goes for the week. We all have our struggles. Mine, I would say my biggest one has been my father. I have, throughout my life, I've really had a hard time respecting him. There's addiction issues, abuse issues, potential violence. Very difficult for me to really respect him and how he's walked his journey. I saw him today. He has now early onset dementia. And I knew that that would mean things would soften a bit and he would be a sort of place of, maybe regressing, and I might be able to see a playful quality of him. So as I was with him and helping him and being there and trying to be in the moment rather than in the past, as I was trying to do that, I could see in him that part of him that I could say he's very playful. He's a trickster, but he has a playful kid inside of him that has always been there. One could say irresponsible. We could give all these labels and judgments, but what I see in his spirit, even as he's aging, even as he's approaching dementia, he does know how to play and he does know how to have fun. And I can respect that in a very serious, business-oriented world, a world where we take ourselves far too seriously, and that I can at least take that and enjoy it and bring that into my life more. Okay? And so when I'm with him, I will remember that there is this trickster side of him that will use and abuse and all of this. And I will also see the side of him that I can respect, which is playful and can laugh even with his suffering. So there's something to consider. If you feel you need one-on-one work, please book a free initial heart-to-heart session. We can chat about it. I offer intuitive readings, heart-to-heart sessions to really do some of the inner work piece to help you with resolving heart issues around relationships that are relationship hurt, loss, or difficulty, and do energy work as well as workshops. And so check it out on my website, blossomingheart.ca, and it'll be great to connect with you. Thank you.